controller system contains two parts. One part is controller itself, and second are devices which are mounted outside of the track. We are calling them ARCO modules. They serve basically for switching duty when you need to switch something on antenna, polarization or different feed. And there are boxes which provides information back to ARCO, mostly sensors from azimuth or recently added wind sensor, which reports back the wind speed and direction to let you set antenna automatically with lowest wind load against the wind. Okay, so these modules are connected to the ARCO bar by RS485 bus, 2 wires just and two wires for power. In case you have no free cable to run it up to the tower, we do have the pair of transceiver long range modules which can serve as a replacement for that cable. They are good for relay switching, not much so for azimuth sensor, as latency may add or influence accuracy of the ARCO. So ARCO is at the moment we have 2 versions of ARCO. One is the large model you can see at the bottom, and its small brother called ARCO Junior, which is internally the same ARCO as its big brother, but has no power supplies inside and simplified front panel, especially made for something or for use when you would like to have the remote station. You don't need the display, you need just the all features which ARCO provides, but you don't need the user interface. ARCO can connects directly to the motor and sensor in the rotator. ARCO supports several kind of motors. I can show inside the menu. Okay, so here we go. We see some kind where we can take the preset for particular rotator or set everything manually. We do have here the AC motor, DC motor. It can even control the large 3-phase motor for rotating towers using the inverter. This inverter can be, we do support also minoric inverters for high voltage DC motors. We can set if this rotator has brake or not. We can adjust the rotation range of the rotator in case it has limit switches on both ends. ARCO can use them and use for calibration. Output is driven by the PWM, so output goes very smoothly from the 0 to preset voltage, which can be from few volts up to 48 volts of the motor, and these ramps up and ramp down can be freely adjusted. So you can tell how long it will take until rotator gets to full power and how long it will take until it stops. Okay, so that's about connection to motor, and back from the sensor. ARCO can take the several kind of sensors. It can take the potentiometer. It can take the multi-turn pod like in processor rotator or TIG rings. Can take rheostat or PWM sensor, Hall sensor. Actually, anything what was so far made in the rotators as a feedback. In addition, it can take our magnetic sensor, which measures the magnetic forces from Earth in all three axes, and from that it will compute azimuth when you calibrate where is the north, east, south, and west. On front panel, ARCO provides user interface which allows you to change azimuth using classically by the buttons, left, right, with point shot knob or thanks to touch screen, also so directly to on gray circle map. One of the feature maybe interested by contester who has more rotators in the setup is that each ARCO connects one rotator but can communicate to any other ARCO in the setup. So in my example, I have two ARCOs, this Junior and regular ARCO, and I can control the other ARCO by simply selecting the antenna which is defined for the top ARCO, and now I control different rotator, in this case the G1000, which is connected, physically connected to that ARCO. So this way all kind of ARCOs can be installed in the rack or so, and on operating desk having just one or no ARCO at all and control everything from computer. Network is already done within ARCO itself. These ARCOs connects to the internet too. We have a LAN connection from each ARCO to your local network, from where you can get outside for internet control. Part of programming inside is internal VNC server. So each ARCO can act as a server for VNC transfer. So I can, for example, connect my VNC client you have on that computer and control it from the computer. I'm just streaming what VNC sees, and it's actually copy screen of the ARCO. I do have that now selected, the antenna of the small ARCO. I switch to antenna which is connected to the regular ARCO. ARCO allows selects up to 3 antennas locally, which you can define on another screen of the setup. It serves if you have on one mast from the rotator installed antennas beaming to different direction. For example, one is offset to different direction to minimize interference or whatever. So you can have up to 3 such definition for antennas per each rotator. In case during wind your antenna is slipped in the rotator bolt, you can and your coax cable is long enough to still turn without cutting it. You can adjust the offset here of the antenna and still get the right direction even after antenna slipped. I don't know to pass through every menu item inside, so I'll show you once again the oh sorry. Okay. So I'll focus to the system tab where are ARCO modules. These modules belongs to each box of each ARCO box you have connected to the ARCO. So in my example, I have two relay boards, two relay modules, magnetic sensor and wind sensor. So, and each of these relay box can be configured according to purpose of internal 4 relays. Those 4 relays can be set in the exclusive mode for controlling standard switches, or can be set to groups of exclusive mode switches, group of BCD switches with output with toggle switch, can be chained, so 2 modules will extend the capacity of the switch by 4, so you can make with 2 modules 1 of 8 switch, and so on. And these switches can be then configured. Of course, each output can have own name and purpose how is used, and then can be used on preset buttons on the front panel. So for example, I have defined 2-meter antenna where I have second module, and I can use it as a switch. First module I can use as a switch between vertical, horizontal and circular polarization, and fourth output of the modules can turn on, turn off preamplifier, and I have it right on the ARCO. On another example, I made second module to control my 8-circle box. So this 8-circle box needs BCD control, and to BCD control I wired 3 outputs, and I can get these outputs directly on the great circle map. So I can control my 8-circle or 4-square from the screen as well. Okay. Last module what we made and is not yet out is wind sensor, which serves to automatically turn antenna against wind with minimal wind load of the antenna. It can be set if it's in parallel or perpendicular to the wind, depends on wind load. If a boom makes a larger wind load than elements, usually on VHF, boom is what makes larger wind load than elements on shortwave. And this feature works even if ARCO is in sleep mode, that when you are not at home but ARCO is still turned on, it automatically measures, and when it reach threshold of the wind speed, it turns your antenna to minimize possible damage you can have an antenna if it's turned or parked at wrong direction. Okay, so that's a brief description of what this system can do. I originally mean that I rather answer to questions what you will have, and that speak about each menu, what is provided, but, sorry, on the screen. So let's ask, and I'm glad to tell what is interesting to you. Yes. Yes, ARCO has at the rear panel. ARCO has three different ways of how to connect your computer. First is standard RS-232 serial port, then USB, which creates on the computer virtual serial port, and third is LAN connection, and ARCO allows to be controlled over TCP. So on each such connection you can define which kind of protocol you will use to control. ARCO can look for the computer as high-gain rotator or Yaesu rotator or speed rotator. There are three most common protocols. One of them certainly every logger supports, so you can choose if you connect it through the USB virtual COM port, or you prefer to connect it through hardware serial port or through LAN. In case of LAN connection, as you asked, on LAN tab you enable the control protocol, select the which protocol you are going to use, and port. Then ARCO listens on this port using selected protocol and allows to control rotator even or on local network or remotely if you have port forwarding or whatever. Okay, thanks. Yes. So far, the TCP transfer for the rotator control is built in Logger 32 and in DXLab. Those two, maybe more, but I'm aware of these two, which supports direct control of ARCO over the TCP. Yes, thank you. ARCO allows to use magnetic sensor in two modes. I put it on the screen so we can see what we are speaking about. So generally, when the sensor is installed in the ARCO, it needs to be calibrated as a first. On the screen you can see the magnetic data at the bottom on that line. Temperature from the sensor and not much important, but it actually shows the azimuth, real-time azimuth of the sensor after calibration. So once it's calibrated, ARCO is not a compass. Magnetic sensor is not a compass. It's sensor which measures magnetic forces. So it knows where you turn antenna, but don't know where is north. So you have to tell that this is the north, this is the south, this is east, this is west, and it makes approximation, circle approximation to make as clean as possible pattern of the sensor. Once you do that, ARCO measures azimuth in parallel with the sensor in the rotator. So it improves every time you turn. It improves the reading because it has a pot which gives the azimuth which is already calibrated. Once its sensor is calibrated, you have two things what you can do. You can first enable slip control. What is this checkbox? Slip control will do that if antenna is slipped in the mast because of high winds or whatever, you are warned that it slipped, and it will tells you that it is slipped 30 degrees or simple exact amount of the slippage. So you can make the second antenna, virtual second antenna in the ARCO, and compensate this slippage. But it lets you to think about if your coax run is long enough that you will not cut it on each side when the rotator will turn. That's the first purpose of the sensor. Second is that the sensor can be used as a replacement for main sensor in the rotator. So if you have failure in the pod, or it will take your money down. so you can use the azimuth sensor as a main sensor for antenna. So it never happens that even if it slips, that you will not know the correct direction of the antenna, because it measures independently. Sensor is mounted on the boom of the antenna, on top or on the bottom, and report the real magnetic data to the ARCO. Yeah. That's the reason why the sensor is not calibrated in advance. It's calibrated when it's installed on the tower, and you make one turn to know the exact pattern of magnetic field or ferromagnetic, all metal structures which are near the sensor. So you know the deformation of the pattern and can compensate it by approximation exactly at these points where are catched by the calibration procedure. That's advantage against pre-calibrated sensors, which are calibrated in nice environment on the table and not at the place where I installed. Yes. One feature of these 6 preset buttons is that it can be individual for each antenna. What you said, as I said, ARCO can define 3 antennas. Each of these antennas can have own set of presets here, according to what ARXC is connected to that antenna. So, for example, for 3-bander I don't have any definition. For 8-circle, I define the 8-circle itself, but I also have the LNA, which I can control separately. For 2-meter antenna, I have switching for polarization, and again independent LNA. When you connect the, I don't have, I would need to show it, I would need two ARCOs, but if you connect, if you select the antenna which is not on that ARCO, but different, you get the ARXC presets defined for on different ARCO. So presets are transferred with the antenna selection. Yes? Yeah, I understand. Network which used ARCOs to communicate between each other is internal. It's actually CAN bus, which is used in automotive industry. And but you can have set up, if you have one ARCO at home and 5 ARCOs at remote site, you can use this client server configuration. So your ARCO is client for server, which is one of these 5 ARCOs at remote setup. And this way you have access to all 5 ARCOs which are connected over there, because you have already connected to first of one, and this first of one has connection to all 5. You are welcome. Yes. ARCO Junior has the absolutely same VNC server as large ARCO, so you get it on screen what you have on regular ARCO, and can make all adjustments in the menu and so on the Junior too. Yes, actually yes, but why integrate the Yaesu rotator when you have all kind of control inside? Yes, just the cable back to the ARCO Junior and you are set. Yes. No. Magnetic is option, is external option. You don't need it. Yes. It's just an option. Yeah. It's very easy. Yeah. Yes. Turn. It is as easy as calibration of the Yaesu rotator is very simple, because it has limit switches. All DC versions, so you can just put the auto button and it will automatically turns from CCW to CW, stops on the center, and you tell where antenna is beaming, northwest or 35 or 0 degrees, and that's all. Yeah. Station master, so you mean SMD? SMD can connect to the ARCO right now. Yeah. Ha! Yeah, yeah, I know, no, but I can't promise this. He mean everything in station must connect by ARCO, control by ARCO. I don't know if it ever materializes. I'm sorry. I know, but it was a long time ago. I can promise you anything. Yes, yes, it turns rotator if it's not sees the feedback at the beginning. If I, for example, I can pull the rotator out, switch it on off, and I get the warning message immediately that something is wrong with the potence with the sensor, with the, in this case, multi-turn potentiometer, and you are not allowed to turn. If it happens while ARCO is turned on, it response from the sensor doesn't come in few seconds. It will yell again with the error message that something is wrong and doesn't allow you. It is all made to not cut the cords. Yes, 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 yes. I connect it later. Okay. Any other questions? No? If no, then thank you. Yeah? Okay. Thank you very much, guys. If I'll add it here, so if anybody would like to try it or ask me, just meet me and we will discuss details.